Sick of being the shortest hitter in your group? Want more distance off the tee? In this next video, I'll be talking about right arm throw golf. Keep watching. Hey, it's Troy from headingitsolid.com here. Thanks for watching. So I'm talking about right arm throw golf in this video. And after you've watched this video, you'll be able to gain more distance, not just with your driver, but with your irons as well. And a lot easier and less stress on your body. And in fact, this is why a lot of the best players in the world get more distance, and you'll be able to do exactly the same. Now, very quickly, if this is your first time here, don't forget to like this video. And if you want to play better golf, consider subscribing to the channel. So more distance and power, it's what we all want, but how can we do it? Well, if I asked you to throw this golf ball as far as you possibly could in that direction out there, most of you, I'll put that down, if you're going to do that, how would you do it? You'd grab the ball, you'd stand in this position here, you might have your arms similar to a golf swing, slightly straight, you'd extend your arm out as far as you possibly could within your flexibility range here as you turn. You'd have the arm elbow bent, you'd be turning your shoulders like this, you'd have them bent, and then just about the point here, that right arm of yours would straighten and you'd be throwing it out here. And that would get you maximum distance. You wouldn't have your arm bent all the way here and go like this, or you wouldn't have your arm, you'd never throw it like this to get maximum distance. Well, guess what? Golf swing is exactly the same. Get rid of that. If you want to get the maximum amount of distance, the concept is to keep it as simple as possible in a natural way, just as you would throwing a ball. It's the same principle in the golf swing. If I grab a club, now it will be slightly different for every golfer, but it's much the same principle. If I just take it in one hand here, if I want to hit this as far as possible, I'll have my right arm in particular be fairly straight at setup. As I go back, I want to be able to getting as much width as I can within my flexibility range. Now, as I get to the top of the backswing here, that right arm will fold and start to bend. I'll make a turn. Now, as I make my downswing, I want to keep that bend as long as I can, somewhere down to about here. Then I want to release that club, and that right arm will straighten post impact, somewhere where it gets about 45 degrees on an angle there past the golf ball. That's how you get maximum distance with your driver. There's no other fancy way of doing it. It's just a nice, simple, natural way. We take the club back, we get the width we want, we bend that right arm, keep that right arm bent as we come down, still got it bent, and then just past impact, we're releasing it. And we're releasing all that power, all that stored up energy, and you can do the same regardless of what handicap you're on now. It's how the best golfers in the world do it. In a moment I'm going to be showing you a video of Rory Mcilroy, and he does this exactly the same way. It's a simple principle that all of you can do right now. So a great way of really getting better at this is to video your golf swing first of all, because you need to know what your tendencies are in your golf swing, because everyone's is different. Now, for example, if you're someone that tends to come up to the top of your backswing, you have a tendency to cast, to really straighten that right arm too early. What you'll need to do is really exaggerate it, really feel as though that right arm remains bent in that downswing. You'll need to really exaggerate it, make it feel, have it feel bent, then release it straight. You'll need to do a lot more exaggeration. So film your swing on video from face on and down the line and check to see what your tendencies are. Now, if you have a look at this video I've got now of Rory Mcilroy in slow motion face on, have a look how on the backswing he gets that width. Yes, he is very flexible, so we can't all do exactly what Rory's doing, but have a look at the width he's getting. Have a look on the downswing, how that right arm remains bent, and just post impact, how he straightens that right arm right about that 45-degree angle, and he gets that maximum distance that we're all trying to achieve. So here's a great example of doing the right arm throw move the right way. Now for you to practice this, I recommend doing it in stages. After you've videoed your swing and you know what your tendencies are, have a look what you most need to work on. You might need to work on getting more width, the first stage here, more width with your right arm. You might need to work on keeping that right arm bent more in the downswing, or you might need to work on getting that right arm extended post impact. So have a look to see what your tendencies are, and that's a great way to really improve. I'll show you one from down the line just to give you another angle. So here's our backswing. We're getting nice and wide. That right arm is beginning to fold. We get to the top, keeping that right arm bent as we come down. We're rotating, doing all those things. As we get post impact, that right arm will straighten. We're getting maximum speed. And if you're doing this right, especially when you're practicing, obviously as well as when you're hitting the ball, when you're practicing, you should hear that really whoosh sound right around that area just past the golf ball. You don't want to be hearing any whoosh sound out here somewhere. You want to be hearing it all around, right at the ball or just past the ball. That's where you want to be hearing that whoosh sound. That way you know you're getting that timing and that sequencing of that right arm throw perfect. Now to help you play even better golf, I've got a video coming up that goes into detail about sliding and specifically how to stop sliding, because that's a real killer when it comes to getting distance off the tee. So make sure you watch it, it's coming up. Do you want to know how to play even better golf? Click and watch the video on your screen now. It's going to go into more detail about how to stop sliding in the golf swing, which robs you of power and accuracy in your golf game. Do you want to know how to play even better golf? Consider subscribing to the channel. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.